Hello, everybody. It's great to be back with you with a regular high energy standard greeting. I appreciate you suffering through that last video with me, but we made it. It's Monday. It's December 9th. Is that right? Yes, it is. Any of you remember this, by the way? It happens. Ted Simmons, he's on the newest Veterans Committee ballot, which I believe the results of which are released on December 8th, somewhere in there. And honestly, he's a very strong candidate. You could be looking at a Hall of Fame card here in less than a month. And if you look at his stats and you see the amount of years he was an all-star and you see the production, then you realize that he was a catcher and how few catchers are actually recognized in the Hall. Ted Simmons is in my Hall of Fame. I'm a little more lenient than some others, but Yes, the whole entire point of that was to make myself look super, super smart, which I feel like I am sometimes. It sort of reminded me of these hostess panels that I had, and you'll see why I'm sharing these in a minute. I forgot to include these in my collection showcase where I was showing multiple signed items. And I have 3 of these panels here. And this one's Bill Lee, Jose Cardinal, Gene Tennis. These 2 were TTM, and I believe I got Tennis for $15 or $20 through a signing. The second one is Al Bunbury, Ron Say, the Penguin, and Rick Waits. And those were all standard TTM, no fees. And the last one, Frank Tananadakari, Larry Boa, and wah, wah, wah. Well, I guess I don't know what to say. He's been available to sign through private signings over the last couple of years since I've had this done. And usually $20 or $30. One problem is the person that usually hosts the signings is someone that historically I haven't really worked all that well with, just because of differences in communication styles and things like that. And there's always something to get. I have stacks and stacks and stacks of things like this that cost money. And had I known 100% for sure that Ted Williams was going in, instead of just acting like I knew, and a signing was coming up and it was, $20, $30, something I could afford, I would have got this done, 6, 8, 12 months ago, whatever. But you can't live in the past. His rates will go up. Most Hall of Famers, the lower end is, when they're doing shows, lower end is $70 and then it goes up from there. So we shall see. I do have some other stuff today. No TTMs actually, but plenty of some autographs that I did get in on trade. First off, I got this from Dustin at 1 Cent Sport Cards, and through his eBay store, 1 cent net. Basically, you do pay shipping, but then he reduces that to buy 98 cents, and the buy it now price is 99 cents, which is the lowest that eBay will let you put up. And this is SP from this year, and I just thought it was a fun card. Made me immediately think of Roger McDowell I have where he's singing. And I believe there's a card of Bernie Williams playing guitar somewhere. There might even be a couple. And I thought maybe that's a good companion card. What other cards show people playing instruments? Comment below if there's one I haven't thought of or that I'm not thinking of. Anyway, so RJ playing the drums, and we know he's an accomplished photographer as well, and of course, beast of a picture. I appreciate Dustin use this blue tape, which you see me talk about many, many times, because it's, those back pages talks about, the hill you will die on or the mountain you will die on or whatever. And I just have this thing about tape when you're sending to somebody. I also got this trout, $1.75 out the door to me. And here we go with just the regular Scotch tape. So now I could spend, I don't know, half an hour trying to get this off, and it's all gooey and sticky, and the top loader's going in the garbage. Or ideally, the seller just used some of that blue tape. I got my X-Acto. I always got that handy. And trout I didn't have. I figured it was affordable enough. And now after I throw that top loader away, I'll stick it into another loader and into my PC. It's like it's in pretty good condition. And that was from Sport Lots. And I have another actual lot of trout coming in that I want on Sport Lots as well. Now we do have a few autographs that are new to us. And this is a trade from sportscollectors.net. And again, here we have our Scotch tape. Sometimes you can get away with this if you put like a little tab for someone to pull up on, fold over part of it, and then they can pull up on it and pull it off. The top loader is still going to be gross, but look what we have now, cards that are shoved right up against this tape. People, please just buy some, get some of that blue painter's tape. It's not very expensive. It is more expensive, per inch or whatever, probably than cheap Scotch tape. But you can see here, there's a chance that these could be like gooey and ruined. And that just ain't cool. Especially when I did such a great job of sending my cards to this person. And do I have one more? We're going to have to reclaim our Ted Simmons holder. Congratulations on Ted Simmons, of course. And Marvin Miller, very well deserved, both. I don't know what took, well, really either of them to get in. So, I don't know what took either of them so long to get in. But once you're in, you're in. I noticed that about the Hall of Fame. No one's going to say, Jim Rice is a Hall of Famer, but it took him to the last ballot. Or Edgar Martinez, he's a Hall of Famer, but he's not like the others. When you're in, you're in. Clearly there's tiers in the Hall of Fame. No one's going to put Stan Musial up next to Ted Simmons and say, oh, they're one and the same because they're in the Hall of Fame. Clearly, but that's the beauty of baseball is the discussion and being able to talk about what you liked about these players and their contributions and just all that. And that's the beauty of the sport. Even if they put somebody in eventually that's, Reuter or whatever, and I take, my grandson to see so-and-so's plaque in 20 years, and there's a conversation there. Yes, this guy was great, but, right, that's part of the legacy. Anyway, Jim Clancy, 81 Tops. These are from a trade. I actually did 5 for 4. I gave up 5 on this trade. Daryl Jackson, 81 Tops. I just felt like these cards were a little nicer than what I was giving up, and the guy wanted 5 cards, so why not? Tim Stoddard, Manny Trio. Nothing earth-shattering there, but gave up cards that I just wasn't using, and now I can save some postage by not having to send to these guys. So anyway, that's it for today. That's our recap. Congratulations, Ted Simmons. I don't know if you'll ever get to sign this. Hopefully, and I have probably 30 other things that I want you to sign, but that's just how it works in this hobby. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great, great, great week.